What's up guys, it's Jess, and today I'm super excited about this video because it's going to be my Notion tour. If you know me or you've been watching this channel a little bit, you know that I love stationery, so it took me a little while to come from paper planning to digital planning. I've tried it before, but I just couldn't find systems and softwares that worked for me. And since finding Notion and finding some systems that I could, create within Notion, I have been loving it. So we're gonna see where this goes. I haven't been doing it too long, but so far so good. So today I'm gonna be showing you guys what I've been doing and how I set up things. Now my Notion dashboard and pages are still a work in progress. I still have some under construction areas, but for the most part it functions to where I can use it daily for the important things. So all the things on there are important, but you get what I'm saying. Like the things that I really need, I can use. Some reasons I'm switching over from paper planning to digital is because having an abundance of stationery and notebooks and planners and things like that, it's fun, but it can be a real hindrance as well. I would write things down and then not remember which notebook or planner I wrote it in. Also, I am finding as I get older, I like more clean, neat looking, spaces. And so crossing things out doesn't really bother me, but it's the way that it looks on the page. It doesn't look as clean and neat. It's kind of distracting. And if I cross out too much, I run out of space on the page. So that's a big thing. Also, not being able to move things around as freely, because if I write something down that I wanted to do under, today's February 1st. Happy Black History Month, everybody. But if I write something down under February 1st and I'm like, oh, I want to move that to February 5th, it's like I have to cross that out over here, then go over here, and then if something happens there, I gotta cross that out, and then it becomes confusing, like, okay, where is everything going? So I don't really like that. I also like being able to get an appointment and then immediately plug it into something. So as soon as I leave the dentist's office or the doctor's office and they're like, hey, let's reschedule for your next visit, I can go ahead and open my phone and just plop it in, set the reminders, and I'm done. I don't have to write it in a notebook and then say, oh, when I get home, I will, transfer this over into Google Calendar or whatever I'm using. So I feel like it's a lot more simple and I need a lot more simplicity in my life. The reason I chose Notion as my go-to app for my organization and planning is because I've tried so many different apps. Like, as much as I love stationery, I love trying new apps as well. Like if something doesn't have an app to it, I'm like, why? I don't want to go on a web page to go do this. Like, I don't know, I'm weird. I love apps. And so I've tried so many different ones. And while those apps that I tried were good, they were great apps, they, served their purpose, I still found that I was running into kind of the same situation as paper planning, where I would put things in certain apps and then not remember, like, okay, did I put that over here, over here? I needed something that was just all in one. I could see it all at a glance. Everything is in one. With the exception of my calendar, because while you can integrate your calendar into Notion, I still haven't done that. I still use Google Calendar for that. But yeah, everything else was just like scattered and I needed everything in one. So you'll see what I mean when I show you my tour, like the things that I look for, the things that I need for the system that I use. And Notion was the one software that I found to take care of all of that. I'm gonna stop talking and get right into Notion. This is why you're here. Let's go see my tour. Now, like I said, y'all, some of this stuff is under construction, so don't judge me. But as you can see here, I did go with a really safari kind of jungle theme. I absolutely love like tropical leaves, leopards and cheetahs, and just anything kind of like earthy. And so I kind of naturally just was pulled towards this theme. I started with this cover up here, this tropical leaves that I found on Unsplash. Actually, I think all of the pictures that you see, with the exception of one, are from Unsplash with it, throughout here. And so this was the, I guess, blueprint to what I ended up doing for this page. So as you can see, I titled it Out of Your Head into Reality, and it's just corny, but I literally just wanted a space to get things out of my head and actually put them to paper, like actually write them down, so that I can actually see them every day, because we don't remember every single thing that we think about. So anytime I get a good idea or something that I want to, share, I will put it somewhere into this little universe and try to work on making it a reality. So out of my head into reality. So yeah, but also underneath here it says one day at a time. This is kind of like my life motto, is just like to just slow down whenever I'm feeling overwhelmed. I just try to remind myself one day at a time. As long as you take a step a day and you just be within the moment, then you should be fine. And so it's easier said than done, but this is just another reminder there because I really live by that, or try to. So moving on, you can see that I have 4 different blocks here. One is Get Your Life, one is Girl Tech, one is Coding, and one is Notes. I'll go to Girl Tech last because that is like the main thing that I come to Notion for. So I'll kind of go around that and then come back. We can start with Get Your Life. This is like my daily catch-all type planner. This is where I will put like things for my girls, anything that I need to get done around the house, personal things. So as you can see, this little banner here, I actually got this on Pinterest, and then I just used a little plant emoji for the icon. It just made it look a little better. Now this page doesn't really go with that safari theme, but the earth tones and the you know earthy kind of feels, I guess, are still there in some kind of way. But I actually started this page before I did that first dashboard, so that's why it kind of doesn't match up, but I like it, so I haven't really changed it. I might go back and change it, but anyway. Get your life. I'm trying to get my life together, y'all, whatever that means, because I don't know if we ever get to a point where we feel like our life is together. There's always going to be something. But for now, this is what it's called. This is the first thing that came to mind. So as you can see here, it says your thoughts are your superpower. Shout out to my friend Tiara. She sends out every single Monday to a group of us affirmations every Monday, and this was one of the affirmations that was in one of her texts over the last few weeks. Your thoughts are your superpower. And I just thought that was so awesome, and it stuck with me. And so anytime I hear something like that, I will try to incorporate it somewhere in my life where I can see it every day. Your thoughts are your superpower, just to remind myself. And funny enough, I had already had this little GIF or GIF, whatever it's called, that I placed here, and it's watering the brain, you know, just making it more strong and powerful, I guess. And so this little quote just to me went perfectly with that. As you can see here, I have my little flip clock widget, and then I have a calendar widget. I don't actually click on this. I don't know if you really can. I'm not going to try so I don't mess up this video, but I really have used it in times where like I'm down, you know, further, and I'm planning out something, and I'm like, wait, what day does this day fall on? And then I've scrolled up and saw this little bitty calendar, so it has come in handy. And then I have this weather widget. You can set it up to say your city and state, but I know where I live, and I liked how it looked better without it. So this is just so I can quickly see the weather. And so scrolling down, I have this section called Power Hour. If you saw my, I don't know if it was my last video or the video before that or the video before that, I don't remember, but it was the video that I did on like an ideal day in the life for a mom working from home, something like that. And in that video, I talked about my power hour, where I got it from, why I'm using it, how it's helping. And so power hour just means this hour when you first wake up that you do things that will set your day up for success, or make you feel good and make you feel like you can conquer the day. And so for me, that is yoga, journaling, or like Bible, self-reflection, meditation, and affirmations in the mirror. Now, y'all, I don't do this every single day, but I do have it here as kind of like a reminder, but also to know like these are the important things that make me feel good and make me feel strong for the day. Okay, so moving on to this section, this is like my little daily or it's a weekly spread, I guess. And so I like to see every day of the week at a glance so that I can, one, move things over if they don't work on a certain day, but also just know what I'm doing. So as you can see, I kind of have a busy week because both of my daughter's birthdays are this week. I have, I don't know what happened, but I have one on the 2nd and one on the 3rd. They'll be 3 and 6 this year. It's kind of crazy. But anyway, I have, they have extra stuff going on. Unfortunately, I did have a funeral. I have my daughter's makeup day because she had to miss last week, so she had to go to gymnastics. That's where she's at now. That's why I'm trying to hurry up and film this video. But also, you know, just different things. So this is where I will host, like I said, personal things. So any appointments for my girls, any appointments for me, any appointments that Keith needs me to help him remember, whatever the case is. If I need to remember to go to the grocery store, because I ain't gonna lie, I get bad at that sometimes, but that's life. This, you know, everybody's different. And so also this is where I keep my what I want to work on for the day as far as like coding goes. I was keeping it in my Girl Tech page, but I found that my studies are kind of personal to me. It's not necessary. Yes, it helps me with the channel because I can create content on it. However, it is something that I personally want to do to better my life. So it's going to go and get your life. It's, you know what I mean? So yeah, as you can see up here above this kind of section, there's a template button called New Week. So every week when I'm ready to start a new week, which for me, I don't know if you guys do Sunday starts or Monday starts, but I find Sundays to be better for me because I don't know, Sundays just feel better to start planning for the week and just resetting. And so I have Sunday starts, and every Sunday I will try to come in here and press this little template button, and it starts the new week. It starts a new week. So as you can see, I can still see what's down here. So if something didn't get done this week and I need to move it to the current week, I can just drag it up here. And also, as you can see, I had these dividers. So it says to do, and then there's a divider, and then there's another to do. That top portion will be my 3 priority things that I want to do for the day. So any 3 things that I know I want to get done that will actually get me closer to my goals go at the top. Anything under that kind of just is like, okay, I can do those. It won't be detrimental to anything if I don't get it done, but it's just things that I just really want to make sure get done. So as you can see, I have these placeholders, so I fill in the month, and then I fill in whatever dates are within this week, and then I go in and fill in each number for each day. So kind of self-explanatory. I probably spent too much time on this section. You get the gist. And then this next section goes along with this weekly section. Every Sunday I try to list out, and this is something I got from Erin on Demand. Again, watch that video, it'll be in the description box. But another thing that she said was that she lists out at least 10 to 15 things that she wants to get done in a week. And before, I would just write things down. Like I would write down a whole big old to-do list for one day. That's unrealistic, and it's discouraging, and you just won't get anything done because you're just so overwhelmed by how much you have to get done. Whereas with this method, if you write the 10 to 15 things down for the entire week, these are things that you want to try to get done over the course of a week. For me, my week would be considered Monday through Friday, because Saturdays I like to be more flexible because of family, and then Sundays, same thing. So if you think about it, if you wrote 15 things down and you're using Monday through Friday, that's 5 days. You can pick your top 3 for each 5 days. So you're getting 3 things done a day and eliminating those 15 things. Does that make sense? I hope so, because again, I'm not good at explaining things. So I found this has worked tremendously, not only for productivity, but for my mental, because it doesn't seem so overwhelming, because I know that yes, there's 15 things here, but I only have to do 3 each day and I can get through them a little bit better. Now, you're still not, some of these things might take a little longer than others. And so you find that you're not going to get every single thing done that week, but it makes it so much more manageable because you're breaking things up into smaller chunks instead of looking at this big overall picture. So as you can see here, I did list some things that I want to get done this week. And already I can see that some of these things are not going to get done because it's already Tuesday, and I feel like some of these things could easily run over into other days. And so if I were to say, like, I want to do project 4 this week, but I know I'm not going to get it done, I can just move it over to this future. And see, I don't know, it's kind of glitchy, and I think it's because I'm screen recording, because this doesn't do this when I'm not screen recording, so I don't know why it's doing that. But anyway, you guys get the gist. If I wanted to move laundry over to future, this future section is my to-dos that I'm like, okay, they're not going to get done this week, but I do want to remember to do them next week. I'll put them over here, so then when I get to next week, I can come back over here and, you know, type it in. So again, hope all of this is making sense. So let's move on. This section is kind of like another personal section, really personal. As you guys know or may not know, I absolutely love Animal Crossing. I am a huge fan of Animal Crossing. I have not been playing in the last couple weeks because I've been really trying to focus on things. And if y'all play Animal Crossing, you know how much of a time suck it can be, because you can get lost in that little world. Okay, but this is a little section that I set up for Animal Crossing. I thought this was an absolutely beautiful picture. This was actually done in Animal Crossing. Somebody set this up in Animal Crossing, and it just, the colors, the vibe, I would go and read there if that was like a real life little nook. So this is where I go in and I guess kind of house all the ideas and inspiration that I get to create on my little island. So that's that. And then over here is a project area. This page, or this room and this picture, you guys, I swear if I had a house and I had the room to do this, this is what my space would look like. This is where I house my projects. So I'm not going to go in here because it's a little bit personal as well, because I'm working on some things and I don't want to share them yet. So, but this is where they would go. So as we move down, we have goals for 2022 and feed your brain. So my goals for 2022, I'm not gonna go in there either because it's personal, but you guys get the gist. This just opens up a whole new page, which I'll show you an example with Feed Your Brain. So my idea for this page, when you come in here, was to have like a book list, and this is still under construction, but this is where I wanted to list the books that I want to read, and then have kind of like a tracker. So like, for instance, this digital gold book is a crypto book, I believe. It's like about cryptocurrency. And so I'm reading currently Rich Dad Poor Dad, and so if I want to say like, this is the book that I want to read next, I can move it to up next, and then move it to, you know, now I'm actually reading it, and then now I'm actually done with it. So that if I come into, like, if you click on this, it actually opens up into a page, so I can come in here and write like a little synopsis or book report, my rating, my ideas of how I liked it, different notes that I want to remember about the book, anything about the book. That way, if I ever want to share anything with you guys, you know, if I'm reading a tech book and I'm like, okay, there are specific things I want to remember to share with you guys on why I actually like this book, I can go in, write it down, and then know that I completed it. And, you know, it just makes it a little bit more organized. So I'm still working on this. I have to add some books. And yeah, so let's go back to Get Your Life. I think that was it. So yeah, that's my little personal area. Moving on to my coding section. This is another section that's under construction. As you can see, I started with this template here. My idea around this was to just keep track of my study sessions. More so, when I first created this, was to be like a planner, I guess. So like, instead of me getting up and being like, what should I study today, or where should I start, I would have some place where I would go in the night before and say, okay, I know I want to work in Free Code Camp, and I know I want to focus on these languages or whatever section that I'm on. And then this is going to be the date that I want to work on it. So it would be the next day. And then how long do I want to actually work on it? And did I actually work on it and complete it? So I had some type of tracker, but I'm not really feeling how I set this up. And I have some ideas on how to revamp this. So I think I'm going to revamp it, and then I can offer you guys a free like study planner template. I did embed the Lo-Fi Girl YouTube channel here, but I've decided to embed it here. So all I have to do is click it and it'll start playing whatever I think is playing on that channel at the time. And then also over here, I have a study journal. And then out here, I just have some random pages that haven't been actually properly placed yet. I have notes. Now, it's no point in me even going through this because, one, I don't want this video to be too long, but just, I was trying to create a space and trying to, once again, eliminate other apps. So I use the Notes app, the iOS Note apps that comes on your iPhone. I use that for a lot of things. So I'm still trying to figure out what this section is going to be, because I was trying to eliminate the use of the notes, but I still feel more comfortable with that. Okay, so let's move into the Girl Tech page. This is where everything for Girl Tech lives. This is where I come to make sure that I'm on top of things, my scripting, my video ideas, everything that I need for Girl Tech is in here. The idea behind this is that in this no status column, these are like videos that I could possibly do or things that I might be doing coming up. And then as you can see, I have a column called January and February. And so for instance, if I have a video over here and I'm like, okay, well, obviously it's not gonna be in January, I can actually delete that because we are now in February. But so for the videos that I want to do in February, like say none of these were over here, I could drag them into February and say like, okay, these are the videos that I'm going to get done for this month. And then once I'm ready to script one, I'll just pull it over to the scripting column. Like if I wanted to do this video, I would switch it over to scripting. Once I'm done scripting, I could switch it over to filming. So as you can see, my Notion tour video, I'm filming that right now. And then also, as you can see, is a page open. This is where I would come in to actually script the video. So I'll just kind of quickly show you guys. Now I made another template button, so we have title ideas, thumbnail ideas, notes, research and resources, and the actual script. And as you can see, I have this little board where it says scripts, and then it has the shots. So I have what I want to say, or the points that I want to make, and based off of those, I have the shots. So what kind of shot should it be? What kind of B-roll should it be? And then once I actually film whatever shots need to happen, I can click that those shots have been completed. I've got those shots recorded. As you can see, once I get done with this Notion tour, once I get done filming, I can switch it over to editing. And then once I'm done, once it's actually posted and you guys are watching it, I can switch it over to complete. So this has been a game changer. I absolutely love this type of system for planning and scripting my videos. And moving on down, you'll see a similarity to what I have in my personal page. And then down here, same thing, I have my weekly spread here, and when I want to start a new week, I can click this. It'll start a new week for me, and I can just fill in what I need to do each day, move things around where they need to go. Moving on to this section, these are all my links, so I could quickly get to my YouTube page, my Instagram, and my personal website. And then over here was an ideal schedule that I set for myself. So I was trying to I'm trying to figure out ways to better crank out this content for you guys so that I can be more consistent and be a little bit more organized. So what I did was list out all the days of the week, and then I listed out tasks that I could possibly do on those days. So we're still working on this. I haven't actually used it or stuck to it. I've kind of been winging it because, again, guys, every day is not the same and everybody ain't perfect. So moving on, I have my prompts. This is where my prompts live. Anytime I have a video idea, this is where it goes. It's its own little page. My projects, so I'm working on my website and an e-guide for you guys. I will tell you guys more about the e-guide later on. I started a TikTok. I think that's how you spell it, y'all. Look, I don't know nothing about TikTok, so I like Instagram. So I think that's how you spell the TikTok. This is where any themes or ideas or video ideas I have for those platforms live. And then moving down here, this is where I would actually put like what I want to post. Down here is just some miscellaneous things that also need to be placed somewhere else. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. I hope it's not too long. I'm gonna start editing it, but I really hope that this helped you guys. I hope it didn't make you feel more overwhelmed and stressed out about planning, because trust me, coming from someone like me, I'm an overthinker, over planner. I overcomplicate everything, and this has really helped me not do that. And once you get the hang of Notion and you learn more about it and set up your own Notion board, you'll see just how like not complicated this is. It's really straight to the point. It really keeps things super simple and organized, and you just know where everything is. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope you found something helpful. Don't forget to subscribe so that you can see when I post other videos. I noticed that a lot of you guys are watching my videos, but you're not actually subscribed, so please consider subscribing so that you don't miss anything else in the future. And also hit the like button if you found this helpful. Once again, thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.